Hey, thanks for joining me. Just a short video, taking a break from work and be uploading a quick one. I'm looking at some news, and this one's going to be about the Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier, let's call it saga, right? So there's been a lot of talk after the Poirier McGregor fight. What's next for Poirier? What's next for Conor? And among the top options that people talk about, including Poirier and McGregor, is a third fight between both of them. Now, as a fan, without considering anything else, obviously I want to see that. I've been a long time Dustin Poirier fan, um, and obviously I'm not a big Conor fan. I used to be a Conor hater. I consider myself just a I'm a fan, but I'm not like one of those, diehard Connor fans. I can't really see the reality of the situation most of the time. Um, so what am I talking about? So, um, that's always been an option, a third fight, and we're talking about a fight this year, right? Mid 2021. So that's been talked about, and now it's kind of uh, closer to becoming a reality, I guess, because there's a recent tweet from Dustin Poirier saying, we are going to do it a third time. So he's obviously talking about uh, um, him and McGregor fighting for a third time. Now, obviously, as a Dustin Poirier fan, I wouldn't mind seeing him put another beating on Conor and possibly finishing his career. Um, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Um, but as come here, please. I'm almost done with the video. I'll bring you outside. So with that in mind, I mean, I would like to see that, but the reality is, as a fan as well, I don't want to see the best guy in the lightweight division go up against the former hotshot of the UFC, who's really not that good anymore, in my opinion. All I'm going to see is a predictable beating put down by Dustin Poirier. It's like the fight is, I mean, the chances of Conor in a few months getting on that level that Dustin Poirier's in, that Justin Gaethje's in, that Charles Oliveira's in a few months, I don't think so. I think what Conor needs at this point is perhaps two wins, one or two wins. Yeah, two wins, I would say, ideally, against top ranked fighters. Can I borrow that? Can I borrow that? Mine, 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 mine. That's a good girl. I'll give it to you later, okay? Okay. Place, place. Good girl. Down, down. Listen to me. Down. Okay. She's being a bit disobedient, but anyway, going back, I think Conor needs about two wins at least, and not against people like, Cowboy Cerrone. He needs two legit wins from, top ranked lightweights. Someone like maybe Tony Ferguson or RDA or even Felder, I suppose. Some names like these. Perhaps even yeah, Dan Hooker. Why not? These kind of names where you know you won't have a question mark after the fight where yeah, Conor beat Cerrone, but is Cerrone really a top-ranked fighter in the lightweight division? Does that really prove anything? And that's how I felt after Conor beat Cerrone. So if he can do a couple of victories, then I think he would be worthy for a title shot again against Poirier. But I mean, if you're really a fan, and I'm sure a lot of people will think, especially with the thumbnail I'm preparing for this video, that they won't like me being against the idea of a third fight. And sure, that would be a big money maker. A lot of people would tune into that. But at the same time, wouldn't you prefer to see what happens if Conor does go against a couple of people in his rank and win, and then fights the then champ who will likely be the champion then, whether it's Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, or Michael Chandler, or even Gaethje? Um, that would kind of legitimize this new sort of level of Conor, right? If he's able to do that. I'd rather see that. I think that would be a bigger fight than to sort of, squeeze everything left in the Conor versus Dustin saga. There's not much left in it anyway. I mean, honestly, if you do that, you'll make a little money. You'll get Conor's ass beat again, and yeah, that's that. He might go do a few boxing matches and focus on other things, right? Um, there's a reality also, man. I don't see Connor beating Dustin, obviously, after that fight. I don't see him beating Charles Oliveira, certainly. Michael Chandler, probably not. Justin Gaethje, probably not. I don't really see it. Now, when you talk about RDA, I mean, realistically, I would say Connor's the underdog in that match, but I think he has a chance. Like, if he really puts in a serious like camp and turns up the heat, like he could beat RDA or even Tony. Those I think would be the best fights for him. But I feel like, if we're gonna push for Connor to fight Dustin for a third time, then we're not really respecting this sport in a sense that the top people that are fighting are the best in terms of skill, right? I mean, that's really what it should be in sport, right? The best skilled person in that division versus the best skilled person in that division. That's what we want to see. But that's not what we're going to see if we see McGregor Dustin. We're going to see, obviously, the most popular and financially successful fighter and the biggest name and brand as a fighter within fight sports, which is Conor McGregor versus the actual best in that division, Dustin Poirier. And doesn't that sound a little bit like WWE to you? Um, and I mean, it's like, I get it. It's a real fight, but it's not a fight that should happen right now. Um, that's my opinion. And, I won't lose so much respect for the sport that I'm going to stop watching if that happens. But I'm going to lose a little respect because I'm going to think like, hey, what is this? Are we just trying to, create a blockbuster here or like a fucking beat a pay-per-view record? Or do we really want to see who's the best fighter in this division? Do we really want to see competition, raw, top level competition against who's the best and who's the second best? That's what I want to see, really. And if it accidentally comes with the elements of like excitement that Connor can bring, then great. And that will happen. I mean, those things will align. But I feel like this whole like pushing for Connor Poirier 3 is just it's forced. It's forced. Um, that's my opinion. The sad thing is, it looks like the most likely outcome at this stage for the fight. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd like to see Dustin Poirier and that score up against Chandler for the championship or Oliveira for the championship. I think that's the best one. And then the one who's not chosen to fight Dustin Poirier can fight Gaethje, and whoever wins that will challenge whoever wins for the Poirier Oliveira championship. And everything else is just whatever, right? Is just let them all fight and see who can be the number three, the number four. Um, but at this stage, that's what I wish would happen. Obviously, I have no say in this. I'm a fan, And I don't know. Tell me if you agree with me. Tell me if you don't. Tell me why you think I'm wrong or right, or why you think you're right. Whatever. I mean, let's talk about it. But that's what that's what I wanted to share. It's not something I hope happens. I mean, I hope it happens in the future. I really hope I see Connor have a couple of victories against people like around his sort of ranking and move up in a legitimate way and then face whoever's a champion at that time. I'd like to see that. Um, and I can wait. I'm patient enough. I don't need to see Connor get his ass beat again this year, right? I rather, But yeah, that's all I wanted to share, guys. It's Friday. It's a great day to be happy. The weekend's right around the corner, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I hope you're having a nice day wherever you are, and yeah, thanks again. Cheers, bye.